guys. Come on in, hang out with us. We're going to do a periscope or a cast today about building bigger muscles. So we're going to see those biceps come out and see if we can build some big muscles. So if you do have any questions, let me know as we go along. I'll either try to answer them on the spot or I'll take a post-it note of it and write it down and try to answer it at the end. So guys, my name is Gabrielle Maston. That's me, Gabrielle Maston from GabrielleMaston.com. I'm talking today for Health Rewards at healthrewards.co.uk. So what I'm talking about today is building bigger muscles, because I guess if you're a fitness fanatic or you go to the gym or do bodybuilding or whatever you're into, even people, hello, welcome, even people that are older, right? Yeah, even older adults, building bigger and stronger muscles should be a priority, because without muscles, we do become frail and we do lose mobility. So it's not only for the bodybuilders at the gym pumping iron, but it's also for the oldies out there as well. For your mum, your sister, your grandmother, all of those people should be doing some sort of resistance training to build some bigger muscles. Now, like I said, if you have any questions, shoot them through. Otherwise, I'll jump straight into it. So guys, if you remove... Oh gosh. Why do people have to be so disgusting? Anyway, so like what I said, we're going to start off with talking about protein. So, because protein is a building block for building bigger muscles, okay? So, when I talk about protein, I'm talking about 20 different amino acids. What does that mean? So an amino acid, think about it like this. So a protein, or our muscle cells, are like a house, yeah? And the amino acids are the bricks in the house. So you can imagine all these amino acids that we get in food. So we get different amino acids in an apple, for example, or a watermelon. And then the body gets all these building blocks and starts making a house, which is protein. Okay, so protein molecules, which then clump together to make muscles. Can I build muscles without spending money on those? You certainly can. You can build muscle without buying protein powders. Okay, now here's a good game to play. What foods contain protein? You guys tell me, what foods contain protein? And whilst you're writing that up, I'll keep going. So, protein, like I said, is the most important thing that we need, and we do need to have it throughout the whole entire day. Yes, so whoever's writing that, Mel, you are correct. So meat, eggs, chicken, they all contain protein. Yes, and tofu as well. Benza said that, tofu. Yeah, so don't forget that protein not only comes from our animal sources, so fish, pork, all that type of stuff, that does contain really rich sources of protein. So animal protein has the highest available and absorbing protein. Protein shake is just a support, correct. But don't forget, guys, there's also other vegetarian examples of protein as well. So plants that are high in protein are your soy. You've also got hemp as well. And we do get out of our legumes. So our chickpeas, kidney beans, lentils. So if you're vegan or vegetarian out there, you do get you do get plant-based protein from your beans and legumes and tofu, okay? So two different types of protein. Obviously, the meat-based protein is more highly absorbed compared to the plant-based protein. Do you like beans too? Beans, I love beans. It's traditional for my culture to eat beans. So South American, we always eat lentils, kidney beans, chickpeas, all the rest of it. Now, okay, so in terms of, everyone keeps bringing up the idea of protein powders. Like I said, you don't need protein powders if you have a healthy diet and you're just like, the regular gym goer, you're a bit of a fitness fanatic, but you're not like one of those big bodybuilders or guys that burn through heaps, yeah? People that have really fast metabolisms, and you probably know of them, they're like more of the leaner friend. They can get through a lot of food. They don't hold too much body fat. They're the type of people that I'd probably recommend a protein shake for, just because they physically can't get enough food in. Okay, but everybody else, they don't really need it unless you want to use it, okay? So I don't really push supplements that much. Now, like I was saying, so the types of proteins we have, animal and plant-based protein, we do want to have it regularly throughout the day. There is no point in eating a high-protein meal just before a gym session or just post-training and think, oh, well, I'm done with it, I've had my protein. Well, we actually need it spaced out throughout the whole day so we keep getting the muscle growth through the entire day. Otherwise, what you'll find is if you have something like, let's say, cornflakes for breakfast, a really crappy sort of cereal breakfast that's high in sugar, and then you don't really have any protein, your muscle growth is actually going to be leveled out, and then by the time you have lunch, which might have chicken in it, it'll go up like that. So we want it up nice and high, our protein, our muscle growth the whole entire day. So it's about 20 grams that you want to have at each meal, especially if you're trying to put on muscle, So breakfast, lunch, dinner, and maybe the snacks in between if you need that much food, okay? And everybody has different energy requirements, so you will need less food, some people, or some people might need more food. So it just depends on where your body weight is sitting and how fast your metabolism is. Okay. The second biggest important thing to protein is actually lifting heavy. Now, I bring this up because I do see lots of people, and I used to be a personal trainer too, where girls and guys, they'd come up to me and go, I want to be a fitness model. I want to be a bodybuilder. I think it's my diet. 9 times out of 10, most people don't train hard enough, okay? So that's the biggest thing. Have a look at your training and your intensity, because if you're not lifting heavy and getting sore after almost every single workout in the weights room or, doing push-ups and squats and that sort of thing, you're really not progressing your body. The way that muscle growth works is that we not only need protein to rebuild the muscle, but we have to break down the muscle first. If you don't break it down, then we don't need the protein to build it back up, So we have to work really hard. And I mean like a 10 out of 10 hard, we have to have overload, okay? Whichever way you want to do it. So not high reps. High reps is a waste of time, but more so, more resistance. Put more weight on your bicep curls, or do more sets, Any good online macro calculators you recommend? I usually use a fitness app called MyFitnessPal, myfitnesspal.com. It's an American-based website. It's got a website and an app that interfaces, and it's free. I don't get any money from promoting that product. I just use it a lot. And it does not only just your macros, but also sodium, sugar, fiber, calories too, So it is quite a useful program, I find. So you can do that. What about fat burning? Any eating suggestions with a course amounts, please? Fat burning. Well, again, it depends on the person. So if you want to fat burn, obviously you're going to have to do some sort of exercise, so strength and cardio, and then have a calorie controlled diet. So that means work out, your height, your body weight, your age, get your metabolic rate, and then work out how much food you need from there. So it's not a one size fits all for everybody. And using one of those, the MyFitnessPal app, will really help with that, getting how much exactly you need. Okay, let's talk about supplements that people commonly use for muscle building, because there might be some questions around that too. Now, I know that creatine is really popular amongst men, mainly, if they're trying to put on weight. Now, creatine does work for only 70% of the population. Have a guess of where we get creatine from. Am I vegan? No, I am not. I'm not vegan, no. But I do respect all eating patterns. So I help vegans, I help vegetarians, I help carnivores as well. That's what I do. Okay, so where do you get creatine from? Can anyone take a guess? Whilst you're taking a guess, what I'll go through is how much you need. So creatine does help with muscle power. So if you're looking to lift heavier at the gym, creatine might help. It's not an eating pattern, it's a lifestyle. That's what everybody says with their own diets. Anyway, so creatine, what we need is about 3 to 6 grams every day, if not twice a day, for the loading phase. Okay, so loading phase is about 2 weeks. After that, we go into maintenance phase. So for those who, well, no one really guessed, but creatine actually comes from our animal products. So people that have high meat consumptions also have high creatine levels. So typically you will see that people with high meat consumption supplements like creatine don't work. They're also synthetic, yeah, but I was talking about creatine in the food chain. So creatine is from animal products. Typically, you'll see people who are vegan and vegetarian get more out of the supplements just because they don't have those types of foods in their diet. Okay. Now, another thing that people get really into when they go to the gym is fish oil supplements for being anti-inflammatory. Now, fish oil, so coming from, salmon, mackerel, cod, all the oily fish, is really good for you, okay? Especially for heart disease, type 2 diabetes, lower blood pressure. Fish oil and the salmon, so the oils coming from our oily fish, is actually more highly absorbed, and we don't need as much. Oils coming from plant-based things like nuts and seeds or extracted from other plants, the body actually has to convert it over to the DHA and EPA. So it's not in the purest form, and so you have to eat more, which is very hard to do. Okay, so if you're looking for omega-3s for anti-inflammatory and muscle recovery, you can do fish oil. It's not that great though. Studies have shown that you don't actually get that much oil from the fish oil supplements. They tend to go rancid. But if you do eat tuna and salmon most days, you will get enough omega-3. Okay, so it's 200 grams per day that you need for that sort of anti-inflammatory effect. Alrighty, guys. Now, I think that's it. Alright, I've covered everything that I needed to cover. I hope you guys enjoyed it tonight. I will see you back on Monday next week. And I don't know what I'm talking about next week, but I hope you like the muscle building segment and hope you got something out of it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.